Hey, second graders. We are in for the last chapter of Mrs. Piggle-Wiggle. This is a long chapter, so I actually cut it up into 4 different parts. Okay? Um, and now we're going to read chapter 8, part 1, The Fighter Quarreler's Cure. A quarrel is another word for fight or people who argue. Okay? So the Fighter Quarreler's Cure. It's a mouthful. Joan Russell opened her blue eyes and saw that it was morning. She saw also that her twin sister Anne was still asleep. Joan reached over and gave Anne a little pinch. "Wake up, Anne," she said, making a scary, urgent voice. "Wake up quickly! There's a big spider in your bed, and it's on your side!" Anne woke up with a squeal, leapt out of bed, and stubbed her toe on the box of paints that she had left on the floor the night before, banged her funny bone on the door, and went screaming into her mother and father's room. "Mother! Daddy! There's a big black spider on my bed, and it's on my side! Mother! Daddy!" Mrs. Russell sighed, sat up, and reached for her robe. She said in a low, calm voice, "Anne, you didn't fall for that old trick again, did you?" Anne grabbed her mother's arm and jumped up and down, squealing, "But Mother, Joan said so! It's a big black spider!" Mr. Russell turned over and yawned. He said, "Oh, stop jumping and squealing and listen. If there is a big black spider on your bed, and it's highly unlikely, then why is Joan just lying there, staring at the ceiling, and waiting for you to be bitten and to be spanked?" He added in a loud voice. Anne stopped squealing and listened gravelly to her father. But when he finished speaking, she said, "But Joan said there was a spider, Daddy. She said there was." Her dad said, "Last one dressed gets the littlest melon." And he jumped out of bed and chased Anne out of the room, roaring like a lion. Mr. Russell sang very happily in his shower, but Mrs. Russell frowned as she dressed, for from the children's room she could hear, "That's my socks! Give it to me!" "'Tis not! It's mine! Give it back!" Then there was a sound of a slap. "Mother, Anne's slapping me!" "That's my coat! You're putting on my coat! Give it to me!" "'Tis not! It's mine!" Then there was a sound of another slap. "That's mine! No, that's mine! 'Tis not! 'Tis too!" Slap! Bang! Crash! Running steps. "Mother!" Mrs. Russell said to herself, "Quarreling, quarreling, from the minute they get up until the minute they go to bed. I do not believe that I can stand another day of it." She ran downstairs and began jamming the oranges into the squeezer. Mr. Russell came in whistling to breakfast. He said mildly, "Oh, scrambled eggs again? I was hoping for some sausages and buckwheat cakes." Mrs. Russell said, "We had sausages and buckwheat cakes yesterday for breakfast." Mr. Russell said, "What about a brook trout? Bill Smith has 'em every morning." Mrs. Russell said crossly, "Perhaps that is why he looks like a trout, and his wife looks like a big halibut." Mrs. Russell peered over the top of his morning paper. He said, "You know, sweetheart, I think that the children's fighting and quarreling is making you kind of irritable and annoyed." Mrs. Russell said, "I think it is too. In fact, it is driving me crazy. Just listen to them." From the upper hall they could hear, "It's my turn to go down first, Joan." "'Tis not, it's my turn." "You were first yesterday, you know you were. But last night you traded your first turn for my pink crayon." "I did not." "You did too. Cheater. Double cheater." And that's where we're going to stop right now. So as you can tell, we have a set of twins named Joan and Anne. And they don't get along very well. They quarrel very much. And their mother is starting to get a little annoyed and a little bit irritable herself. So make a prediction, and we'll see you next time.